Kia ora, nau mai ki te whare. Welcome to The House, ko Louis Collins aho. This week, Parliament is in the midst of a twice-yearly event called Scrutiny Week. It's technically a sitting week and MPs are expected to be in Wellington, but the House doesn't sit. There are no debates on legislation and no question time. Instead, ministers and senior officials front up to select committees, where MPs cross-examine them about the performance of the government agencies that sit within their portfolios. The December Scrutiny Week, which we're in now, is retrospective. Ministers and officials are asked to account for how the agencies have performed over the past financial year. On the first day of Scrutiny Week this week, the Primary Production Committee was joined by Minister Andrew Hoggard, flanked by officials from MPI. Hoggard answered questions related to his responsibilities of biosecurity, animal welfare and food safety. A range of questioning styles tend to emerge in these hearings. Some MPs stick closely to the purpose of annual review scrutiny, like this line of questioning from the Greens' Steve Abel.
Is there a risk that your legacy minister will be that we'll see whiting pines getting worse, Madagascar ragwort getting worse, and yellow-legged hornets taking hold here because you've actually cut the biosecurity defence net that we need in this country?
Well, I dispute that, and I think a number of you have sent in WPQs that I've seen recently asking what those job numbers were, and I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but correct me if I'm wrong, the frontline staff in biosecurity had actually gone up. So there's more people focused on the front line than there had previously been. Yes, there was some back office roles that were disestablished, but there is more of a focus now on the front line.
But when the hearing moves on to politically divisive topics or issues with heavy media coverage, the exchanges can turn more into an interrogation. Abel was clearly licking his lips for an extended line of questioning on animal welfare.
Mr Minister, I've got an image taken from a Taranaki farm a few weeks ago. There's one dead piglet there underneath, which is another image of that if you want to see it up close, but we don't need to. This, would you agree, is not legal under our Animal Welfare Act to have mother pigs in cages like that based on the 2020 High Court finding?
Well, no, the 2020 High Court finding said that, how the rule was put in place was done incorrectly, or the process followed, and obviously that pigs been in a farrowing crate for 33 days did not meet the purposes of the Act. So, not the crate itself. And so that's what we're looking at. How do we minimise that time in the crate to only what's necessary to save as many piglets as possible?
So why do you reject the advice of your National Animal Welfare Advisory Council that the best welfare outcomes for mother pigs and piglets is moving away from farrowing crates?
Well, no, I don't think they said that. The analysis I had was, they could only look at the sows in terms of that. The advice I've got is, like I've said, 14% higher risk of mortality. We've got to make sure that it's not just the sow, it's the piglets as well. You've got to balance everything up. It's not a perfect world in terms of farming. There's a number of things going wrong, happening at the same time, and you've got to come up with a smart balance. Business is going to be less profitable by that amount every year. That was the key thing around, actually, that's what adds on the extra cost to that NAWAC proposal.
Have you prioritised that consideration over the consideration of animal welfare in your responsibility as the Minister of Animal Welfare?
So in terms of the economics, that was the basis for the transition period. In terms of the welfare, that was why we went to minimise the length of time they could spend in the crate to max, and that would give us the best piglet survivability. So the welfare of both sow and piglet.
Scrutiny isn't just a opposition versus government showdown though. Like question time, MPs from the government parties also have a chance to ask questions, and patsies too.
Do you think that essentially farmers, including all pig farmers, are intrinsically aware of the health of their animals and that's vitally important to them?
If the animal isn't healthy, they don't produce. I've known that for a long time on the dairy farm. The cow has to be healthy to make milk.
These kind of exchanges can easily digress into a political tit-for-tat, with the discussion wandering away from the intended narrow scope of annual reviews. It's the chair's job to rein things back in.
Rightio. So we're getting way off tack here because we should be looking at the 24-25
Okay.
financial year. So Steve's got another question.
Yeah, in terms of 24-25, a different line of questioning on live animal exports. What work has actually been done on completing the commitment to reinstating live animal exports, and why has the timeline blown out on that? Is it in the too hard basket, and is it something your government is quietly kicking to touch?
Well, the work has been completed. It's in front of Cabinet in terms of those discussions I can't really go into.
By Friday afternoon, MPs and ministers will have sat through hours of questioning. The effectiveness of these sessions in terms of transparency and accountability will depend on the quality of both the questions and the answers. You can watch the Scrutiny hearings and find the full schedule of Scrutiny Week on Parliament's website. I te whakaronga koe ki te whare. You've been listening to The House, a programme made with funding from Parliament's Office of the Clerk. Mā te wā.